Greetings, fellow citizens. Greetings, Malawians in the diaspora, in the country. Greetings to you all. I am deeply appalled because in Muvi Wachilungamo, I overheard some members pointing each other fingers based on regionalism, tribalism. The argument was Tongas against Chewas, Tongas against the people of the south, Northerners against people of the other regions. I made an audio condemning this. The issue of tribalism, regionalism is very sensitive. And I would say to our forebears, I would say to our forefathers who initiated or promoted this, that they did wrong. And we, Malawians of today, must make sure that we bury this 6 feet deep. There's no Tonga, there's no Tumbuka, there's no Nyakusha, there's no Nchewa, there's no Muyawo, there's no Nkonde, there's no Nkokola, there's no Manganja, there's no Muromwe, there's no Sena, there's no Magororo, there's no Mnyanja or Manganja. We are all Malawians. I say this because it was on movie groups where people are fighting against fighting on tribalism. Today's movie, the heading comes as follows. Tonse government must do its best to give the perception that government is not about stealing, looting, embezzlement, and self-enrichment. Because that's the perception now. Each and every Malawian today think and know that once people are fighting for power, they want to be in the government, they are looking for 5 things: stealing, looting, embezzlement, and self-enrichment. Follow? But Tonse government is asked and appealed that can you do your best to move this perception? Because if Malawians have that and it gets into their heart, there will be no vote no more. In 2025, we should expect voter apathy of the highest degree. We shouldn't forget, the election of 2020, only 4 million went to vote out of 11 million that registered to vote. That's the beginning of voter apathy. So 2025, we don't want to have a small number of people who will vote. And they are not going to vote because of this problem. The perception that when you are campaigning, carrying fertilizer bags on your shoulders, bags of cement on your shoulders, walking all over, doing physical physios and whatever, it's because you want to be in the government just to steal, to loot, to embezzle, and to self-enrich yourself. That perception is bad. And Tonse government must make sure you remove this. Make sure you remove this. Otherwise, the future is doomed for us. There will be no voting. People will never vote. Well, you can say you remain in power, but that's not democracy. Well, fellow citizens, movie number 1. Malawi is coming from a history where in democracy, freedom has become a thorn to some and if not most politicians. Freedom has become a thorn because where they feel threatened, they make sure they muzzle, they make sure they want to kill democracy. Today, freedom of speech is a threat to them. Freedom of assembly is a threat to them. Freedom of the rule of law is a threat to them. And at least, even though access to information bill was passed, it's still a threat to most politicians. Because they want and they believe in doing things, underhand deals, and in secrecy. But I want to say this again to Tonse government. Democracy was born and it's not going to die. Democracy is here and it's going nowhere. Movie number 2. As the nation is about to come to terms with the reality that Tonse government has clocked 1 year, expose of state plunder continues to discredit and disgrace Tonse government. Malawians were saying, no, well, let's give them space. They will do something, they will change, they will do better. While they are holding on that, expose comes that there is state plunder in Tonse government, particularly in state companies. We only have 3 evidence here, whereby MACRA, a regulatory authority of telecommunication, went to blow 50 million in Dubai, they say for induction. I don't know what is the meaning of induction, but induction maybe says kind of seminar, kind of awareness, kind of orientation. And those were done in Dubai by Malawians. If we are looking for 5-star hotels, why not go to Golden Peacock? Why not go to Amaris in Blantyre? Why not go in Crossroads in Lilongwe? If you're looking for 5-star, or go to the lake. Why Dubai? And these are done against the background that Tonse government says struggling to make the economy better, is struggling with COVID-19. And yet the very same government is spending 50 million for induction. Let me ask you a question. Why did you hire people that are ignorant? We don't have people that went to school that are blessed to that job. Why hire people that do not know and you want to send them to school? And you take advantage of using state funds to bankroll that operation. Our docs from Dubai tell us that it wasn't induction. It was a shopping spree. Buying suits, double-breasted suits. And buying bras for your girlfriends and concubines. That's what our docs are telling us. And if you pursue us, we'll show you receipts. And we say, we are happy with the new government. Like this? No. Mr. President, it's time to act. Mr. President, it's time to act. Otherwise, this country is going beyond control where we will not be able to hold these Malawians. When they revolt, because they're getting there, they're coming there. A Genco, a company that generates power in Malawi, had to go and blow another 38 million for induction in Dubai. And these 2 companies, the chief executives who signed those, in Makala case, it is the Minister of Information, Mr. Gospel Gazako. That you, Your Excellency, when you were opening fiber, what second phase in Lilongwe, you instructed Mr. Gazako to fire the leadership of Makala board. You know what? If this is the way of killing a snake, then we are all going to be eaten by snakes. Because what you are doing, Your Excellency, is to cut the snake the tail, not the head. So don't expect that you are killing a snake. Killing a snake, you cut the head. In this case, Mr. Gazako must be fired because there is a paper where he is approving this money and the people to go for induction in Dubai in this COVID pandemic period. You are saying everywhere in the world commodity produce are going high because of COVID. But should we even overspend instead of trying to minimize our expenses so that we can at least offset the high cost of living? In Genco, I'm told the chief executive officer there, or the one who signs, is secretary to the president, Mr. Zanga Chikos. And I'm sure he was one of the team, if I'm not wrong. You know what, Your Excellency? If the top people are involved in these corrupting practices, you should expect mess down there because it's coming from top. This is which is bringing us to the point of asking, how long are you going to take before you do cabinet reshuffle? How long, Your Excellency? It's overdue. It has been outstanding and it's past overdue. The cabinet was supposed to be reshuffled, including secretary to the president. Because these people are messing up big time for your name. They are messing up big time and your name is tainted. You could be a servant leader, as you say all the time. But once you work with these people, and we will say, if we are to kill a snake by cutting the tail, then don't even kill it. Because then you haven't done anything. You are not killing a snake. What you are doing here is to make the snake to be